Well, happening right now, many of us are getting ready for that big I-25 Paseo interchange project that's going to make it even more of a pain to get through that part of town than it is right now.
I guess it is growing pains, right? Well, the huge construction project starts in about a couple of months. It will give drivers and businesses a lot of headaches, but the state is trying to help with all of that. News 13's David Romero is live at Paseo and I-25 with more. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Well, today's meeting between the DOT and the businesses and companies in this area is the second one of its kind this year. And of course, it's a good time for those companies to attend something like this because there is a lot for them to learn. Now, during today's meeting, business owners will get a chance to view maps that show improvements for the area, and we'll get a better sense of what the schedule will look like for completing this big project. Now, this meeting will also allow business owners to ask project officials any questions about the 2-year-long project and how it will affect their business. Now, that's something that Tamara Hidalgo, owner of Merle's Norman Salon near Paseo del Norte and the freeway interchange, plans to do. She says while she's worried how the construction will affect business, it could be also for the better.
I'm hoping that we get a lot more exposure just with the redirection of coming off of San Antonio, that we'll get a lot more drive-by traffic. We're a new business and trying to get the word out there.
And it's a good way to put a positive spin on it. Now, the meeting for the business owners will be this morning at 10 a.m. It's over at the CNM Workforce Training Center. It's not too far from here. It is just on the west side of I-25 and north of Alameda. Elizabeth, back to you.
All right, David, good to know. Thank you. If you want to find out more about the Paseo I-25 interchange project, head to KRQE.com and look under news links.
Well, as soon as next week, Santa Fe could have some of the toughest gun laws in the whole state. On Wednesday, city councilors are set to vote on a plan that would ban gun magazines that hold more than 10 bullets. However, some say the rule would actually break federal laws and lead to lawsuits. We'll let you know what happens there. Governor Susana Martinez's former campaign manager says he is not guilty when it comes to charges that he hacked into her campaign email. Jamie Estrada, this man, pled not guilty in federal court yesterday. He was Martinez's campaign manager for a time in 2009. She fired him before the end of that year, though. Investigators say after Martinez took office, Estrada used password and username information to change the computer account from her 2010 campaign. Estrada's attorney claims prosecutors have serious legal and factual problems with the case.
Today, New Mexico's top federal prosecutor starts as the state's newest federal judge. The U.S. Senate yesterday unanimously confirmed Ken Gonzalez to replace retiring Judge Bruce Black. He will work out of Las Cruces because of the heavy federal caseload out there. Senators Tom Udall and Martin Heinrich have recommended that President Obama name Gonzalez's assistant, Damon Martinez, to be the new U.S. attorney. Well, it could take years for New Mexico to get rid of a growing problem.
Yeah, feral hogs. They devastate agriculture and spread disease. The hogs are now in 22 of the state's 33 counties. The federal government's pitching in $1 million to help get rid of these animals. So wildlife workers are using helicopters to track the hogs, then trap them.
This is a very serious problem, and we have an opportunity, unlike many states, to actually eliminate this problem and then work to keep them from coming back.
The hogs originally came here for hunters, but now they are out of control.
Opening statements are expected to start this morning in the trial of an Albuquerque child abduction case. Police say in 2011, Philip Garcia forced a 6-year-old girl into his van near her home on the west side. A neighbor, Antonio Diaz Chacon, saw it all and chased Garcia until Garcia crashed and was caught. The child was not hurt. Police say they found a roll of tape and straps near the van. Garcia is charged with kidnapping and child abuse. And a man charged in a more recent child abduction case pleads not guilty. Yesterday in court, David Hernandez appeared before an Albuquerque judge. The judge refused to reduce his $100,000 cash bond. Police say he grabbed a 4-year-old girl outside of her North Valley apartment last month. At some point, they say he pushed her out of the car, but her mother didn't know that and chased the car across town. Hernandez got away that night but turned himself in the next day.
Well, the man accused of shooting up an Olive Garden parking lot in Albuquerque earlier this month could make his first appearance in court today. U.S. Marshals got a tip and arrested this man, William Michael Clark, in Santa Fe last night. Albuquerque police say Clark shot 3 people in the legs outside this Olive Garden on San Mateo and McAdamy after a drug deal went bad. A popular restaurant in Albuquerque's west side could be back open today after copper thieves forced it to close yesterday. Detectives say the thieves hit the Outback restaurant here near Cottonwood Mall, doing several $1,000s in damage. They caught the guys a little later and say that they are Leonard Stelly and Jack Harrison. They are both still in jail. Well, here's a very disheartening story. A number of disabled workers near Albuquerque could be out of a job soon.
And it is all because of a thrift store that caught fire. The Bargain Square thrift store in Belen was badly burned last month. The nonprofit agency Adelante had employed people with disabilities, and now they're all crammed into a similar store in Los Lunas. But those jobs may not last.
Oftentimes it's very difficult to find a job just because people look at people with disabilities and think about what they can't do. And what we do is we focus on what they can do.
Adelante is having an event on Friday at the Belen store to thank firefighters and also to accept donations. The cause, by the way, of the fire is still unknown. Hopefully you can get out to Belen on Friday and make a little bit of a difference for the organization.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of places who hire those workers, so it's good that they have a place to go, and I think they really enjoy the work there.
Yeah.